where something ancient and prehistoric is.
It's a good cut to jump from the
Mortal Realms I'm not too familiar with.
You can die constantly in the Horus Heresy into the
I know a little bit about Warhammer
Flawless segue.
Fantasy. Oh god, that's not... Ooh, lizard men! Hell yeah! I do like that faction though. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Dinosaurs! Oh, I like that big lizard thing. I mean, those guys are big lizards, but the other ground lizard. Oh, hell yeah! Yes! Please let those be plastic, not resin. I don't like working with resin because I'm not very good with it. Yes! Old Frogman! Are they gonna bring back heroes? Because they killed off all their heroes. Ooh, the Searphon! Yes! They literally did the thing in D&D. Oh!
So that is
rocks
the
fall out of the
rest
sky and
of
the
the
whole party
Searphon
dies.
forces. We've always seen some new models on their way at some previous previews, but this
That was
is
awesome.
the
I really
rest of
liked
the
it.
range, and effectively the Searphon have now been fleshed out to be one of the best-looking armies in Age of Sigmar.
They
I
are
feel like a
awesome.
12-year-old,
Yes.
and I want to name all of them some form of Saurus. I want to talk about how much of
Thumposaurus.
girls these particular models are. I am excited about this. As
Chadosaurus.
someone who's relatively new to Age of Sigmar. This is the
Yetasaurus.
army that got me into it.
Yep.
To begin with, and I am over the moon excited about what these miniatures mean for my, well, maybe not
My
for
pocket's
wallet,
not gonna
but
be
getting
happy.
that part. I'm just excited to collect them personally.
Well, so Lizardman was my first army when I started playing Warhammer.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I've got a definite soft spot for
Kindred
these guys.
spirits there.
Absolutely. So these are incredible models.
Guy
So
with the
this is
drumsticks back
Agrodon,
in the
that's
back.
unit you can see on screen at the moment.
Above me.
This effectively
Like that.
replaces the Cold One Riders that we currently have in the Lizardman range. They are significantly bigger than the current heavy cavalry of the Searphon. This is a very, very hard-hitting unit. They are elite Saurus riding on the back of fairly
I wouldn't paint my
large,
guys blue though.
angry
Just because, like I
reptilian
said,
cavalry.
too many. I got too
They
many blue
are a
models.
grinding force in close combat.
Are they
So,
reptilian or are they more like avian?
um,
cavalry?
I mean, so that they are effectively the dreams of frogs from another dimension. So I think the evolutionary tree probably doesn't really apply.
That's a really
fully.
good point.
Um,
Dinosaur monster.
H.P.
heroes from
Lovecraft
space.
Absolutely,
frogs
but the models are
evolved into
incredible.
lizards.
I think, if you are a painter, the Searphon have leaped up the list of armies that would be a treat, because not only do you get to play with incredible color schemes for them, but the new miniatures are so detailed and so
Oh, I love that.
wonderful. This is an alternate color scheme for the Agrodon
Yes,
Lancer.
the red.
There's some really nice new color schemes actually in the Searphon battle tome that's on its way.
Ooh,
One
might
of
have
the
to pick
things
that up.
the studio have basically done is gone. You can paint them in much more varied colors. We've shown that in much more varied ways than maybe the
Because
last
they've
few
always
battle
been
tomes
like
have.
blue, except for
one of the things that's happened
yes,
in the
the
Mortal
white
Realms
is awesome.
effectively is that the Searphon are kind of becoming one with the realm they're in. So if they're in the realm of fire, they get that kind of brimstone scales or something. If they're in the realm of life, they're like flushed with life energy, and you can kind of extrapolate that into the various different realms. So if you want
But
to
the
kind of
white
make
is
your
painting the
Searphon
white
your
is
own,
very hard.
and place them somewhere in the mortal realms and really ground them, you can, or you can kind of lean into their classic aesthetic. And what you see here actually is a throwback with that color scheme to a very old concept of blessed by the old ones. So
Yes,
some,
there was one guy
Searphon,
who was like
some
Conan
Lizardmen
the
would
Barbarian,
spawned
and he
albino,
yeeted
and
many,
when that was
many
true,
Skaven.
they would be seen as one of the old ones had intervened and gone, this person is marked for greatness. So they would be marked out as champion, given the best weapons and war gear. They'd be big
Oh,
and
his
strong
tail's going
like
through the
Searphon.
saddle.
And that's what you're seeing there in the Scar Veteran on Agrodon. This is a separate kit from the other unit, and again, that is a big. You don't quite get the scale of it from that, but you can kind of get a sense of it from the base. That is about the size of a Dracoth. That is a big old monster.
Massive space dinosaur, and I love your point there about the diversity.
I love these
of
guys too.
Searphon, that they, depending upon the realm that they're in, there's all that duality of the starfaring, the star
Smash.
as well as the ones that are actually more in tune with and more sort of corporeal within the realms that they've chosen. It's a fascinating duality that the faction provides you to sort of play it in a wide variety of different ways, both thematically and in gameplay terms.
And that's still true in the new battle and the new lore. And one of the reasons
So
we're seeing
the
lots
old
new
models of these guys
recruitment
weren't
is
too
lots of new
smart,
monsters,
so
especially
their
added to the
weapons
army,
were
is
usually
that
chained to their
the age of the
hands because
beast
they would
becoming
drop them.
Kragnos has effectively shaken the foundations of
But
the
they're not in
Searphon,
this one,
and
which is
the new
interesting.
kind of wave of bestial energy has woken up all these kind of ancient eggs that were in different pockets of the ziggurats.
Sleepy dinos.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't know we had all these eggs. They've woken up." On screen at the moment, there's a couple of units of Croxigor. There is one new Croxigor kit coming, and it makes 2 different units. You can make your standard Croxigor, which are still hulking, enormous reptilian killers, but you can make this brand new unit, which are called Croxigor Warspawned, and these are built and live for battle. So whereas a normal Croxigor,
I'm not sure
times a
about
piece
that one.
might help the skinks.
I
kind
do
of
like
construct
the blood,
pyramids or
little
fashion
bloody
things or move heavy loads
handprints.
around. These guys want none of that. They are just angry, massive crocodiles that just want to rip into enemy units.
Angry, massive, heroic saviors of the mortal realms.
Sure.
Crocodiles.
I mean, they're sort of heroic, so they're about as chaotic and destructive as you can be while still being on Team Order. I think.
Absolutely. Still good guys.
It's
And here's a
that
shot of the
big
whole
lizard thing in the middle
Searphon range,
with the
kind of
skinks.
as it all comes together, and you get a sense now of all those new units that we've seen,
Dogosaurus.
and how they kind of come together to make just an incredible looking faction. So everything about the Searphon army, every new kit, I think is a winner. They're just such a lovely looking army.
They needed
I
new
cannot wait to
new
collect
stuff
myself
really badly.
There is, of course, a battle tome on the way. We can now show you the cover, featuring as it does an Agrodon Lancer champion. Brand new battle tome obviously brings with it all the new rules you'll need to play with the Searphon. Some of the existing kits still stick around, so things like the Stegodons, the Carnosaur, most of the big monsters that are relatively recent kits that are still really nice stick around. But all of those new things we've seen are added to it as well. So it's a pretty
New
big
hero
army
units,
now in terms
please.
of the number of war scrolls you get to choose from.
Yeah, it really feels like it's fit properly.
Because
into
you guys
the
killed
Aegis
all the
Universe,
heroes.
Yeah.
Heavily
Please,
revitalized and
New heroes.
a bunch of clever girls there in those units.
The first place you will be able to get hold of the new Searphon and the new battle tome is an army box, which is on its way fairly soon. And inside this box, you will get
Show us the goodies.
these units.
Yes.
So the battle tome, 2
Big
units
fat frog
of
man.
Raptidons, the Slanmaid Priest, and a unit of Saurus. And then that will be followed swiftly afterwards by the release of all the rest of the Seraphon models that we've seen.
But I
If
bet
you
it's
are
going to cost a
Seraphon
pretty
fan,
penny
there is a
with the
really,
new
really
price
good few months
increases.
ahead
Damn. Damn.
Is that pretty cool?
Space all
exciting.
time.
I think we have a bunch of other things to cover for
That
Age of
isn't-
Sigmar.
We were
Big-
about halfway through
oh.
Age of Sigmar.
Only
there's
halfway.
there's loads of cool stuff.
Only
We
half. They
talked
only
about
showed
the fact
off.
that we have the Seraphon coming soon. What else do we have before we get to the Seraphon?